Yeah, make sure you check out doggydiamondsnofilter.com. 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 I'm going to say it slow for you.
Doggy
Doggy
Diamonds
Diamonds
no
no
Doggy Diamonds no filter.com.
Make sure you go there. Make sure you go there after this stream, of course. Also, for only $100, I promote whatever you need on my social media and my website. That's my Twitter, Facebook, Insta Stories, YouTube community, and www.doggydiamondstv.com. Hit me up on Instagram at Doggy Diamonds for your promo. Serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. Let's get into it. So as you hear the chords, I'm supposed to have been went and made some beats. I'm still going to do that. But I just felt like coming right back and just talking about something, anything dealing with mental health or anything like that. I like that. I like that perspective. We all go through our things mentally. So we here. I am here. Live. Back. Oh, I ain't even got my glasses on. That's how you know I was ready to go. I was back. I just got off live. I just came back like I'm, hold on. What Coogee Rap said? Coming back like I'm avenging my brother's death. That's what I came back. Came back like that. But what's up, everybody? I go by the name of Doggy Diamonds. This is Doggy Diamonds TV. This is Doggy Diamonds No Filter Podcast, the actual podcast. So I came back on here because I wanted to talk about this topic prior to the battle rap topic coming up with No Mercy. So I just did it in reverse. Pause. So I talked about that with him. Then I talked about this. But I'm not by myself. Let me see you. I got somebody with me. I got somebody with me. I got this troublemaker with me. No, introduce yourself to the people.
Hi.
Your name? You're going to say your name?
It's Dew. It's Hurricane Dew, in case you guys don't know, of course. How y'all doing? I was looking for my picture there we go. I'm looking in the screen. Yeah. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, this is not.
I love the show on your battle rap. You went through some history.
Yeah. This is not our first time you been on. This is the first time you've been on my channel, right?
No. I did an episode of Beef and Broccoli.
Yeah, but that wasn't on this channel. That was on Beef and Broccoli. But this is the first
and then I might have did one on this channel where we were talking about like some serious like topics or something. It was a while ago though.
Yeah, a while ago. So much has changed with you and your life, and we're not going to talk about none of that tonight.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. We'll save that. So I brought you on here tonight because I needed a woman's point of view on this topic, and this young lady who's T.I.'s daughter, but is not Tiny's daughter. I want to put that out there. She's having she's been having some mental health issues for a while now. She self-harms. He actually embarrassed her because I think he got her hymen checked before.
Yeah.
And then she just said something on Twitter that she deleted, but it was caught on Instagram. So I want to read that to the people so we'll see the context that we're trying to put all this in. So I just want to say she's 22 years old, but she's absolutely a beautiful young lady. So you can see, reason why I'm saying that is you can see as far as the looks department, I'm pretty sure she doesn't get teased or anybody calling her bad, ugly
right now
like that. So
she's a good looking girl.
Yeah. But she says, I really don't have any grown women that I can go to. Now, the thing with me that's profound is that she has a mother, a stepmother, and Tiny, and I'm pretty sure T.I. has, feminine or, all types of women around him. And just for her to say, I really don't have any grown women that I can go to, that was really deep. And she's actually in the comments responding. So she's saying, some of these comments are so sad. I wasn't even referring to mental or emotional part. I tweeted what I meant, meaning there's something going on with me physically. But unfortunately, they only posted the first tweet to make it seem like a lot was going. So I think because of, I'll bring you back on. I think because of what she went through with her father embarrassing her, what her cutting herself, what the hell you thought everybody was going to think? So if that was your daughter and you seen that on social media, what would you think?
Um, well, just being that it's previously known
Mm-hmm.
that she's been harming herself in that way, then we already know we have a situation, right? And if it was my daughter, then I would think we would need to get into some therapy together. Like I of course she would be confronted, and
Mm-hmm.
not in a way that's aggressive or anything like that, but just what's going on, why does she feel so neglected? I do know that Tiny does a lot. She's a businesswoman and she's doing reality TV shows, and I don't know if she's currently touring, and Tiny's not her mom. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
then there's that. And then it's such a, I don't know what her mom does. Like, do we know what her mother does?
No, I don't really know too much about her mother. I just know her name is like Miss Nico or something like that.
Yeah, I seen that, Miss
Yeah.
Nico. Like, we don't know what her mom's into. Tiny's not her mom, but I would imagine that she takes on the mother role with her just because she's her dad's wife.
Oh,
But
she ain't taking on
both
that mother role
moms
with
and
King or none of
dad,
them. You heard me?
yeah, both moms and dad should be reaching out to her. Like, this should be something immediate. She's 22 years old.
Yeah. I'm very big on mental health because again, we are all afflicted by mental health problems at different times. And just different situations, and everybody cope with things different. But if she's already harmed herself, she can't be defensive and say, "Oh, the tweets are sad. I mean, these comments are sad." Y'all automatically think. No, you automatically made us think that. You let us know your business. So
it's no way you could like tweet on social media and not expect the other side to come out. Like, people are gonna say whatever they want to say. It's social media, the internet wins all the time, and it's like the objective opinions are gonna start coming out for sure. Once you on a public platform, all bets are off.
And then she said there's something physical going on with her. Like, what you talking about? Like, your titties is starting to sprout or something like that. What are you talking about?
She's 22 though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we talking about here? Like,
I don't know.
You just got your period at 22. Like, what are we talking about?
Physical, like, is it? Then that, and this is what she does when she leaves a cryptic message like that. It leaves the door open for discussion. Mm-hmm. Number one, your dad already came in here and told us that he's checking to make sure to see your vagina. Your vagina's, intact. Hasn't been tampered with.
It's intact.
And then it lets the whole world know that's what's happening. I feel like that was a violation and she has to deal with it. I mean, get this kid in therapy. I'm just going to be point blank period, because everybody cannot handle that type of heavy critique from the world. It may seem like that's a lot for someone to take on. She's not even in the game like that.
And I think his ass should go to therapy too. I think he need to go to therapy because for some reason he found he embarrassed her when it was
that
public.
Is embarrassing.
It's public. So
as a woman,
yeah,
I think it's embarrassing. And then as a young woman, it's probably traumatized her, honestly, because I never had my dad like publicly. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember being asked by my aunt, rest in peace. She thought she was having a conversation with us, me and her two sons, which is my two first cousins, about the birds and the bees. She thought she was having that conversation. So she was like, when y'all ready, when y'all ready to have sex, let's have this talk. And we like, what? Like, when we ready?
We don't want to talk with you.
No. But what you mean when we ready? Like, you might be a year or two.
You
late.
missed it.
Yeah. Like, what you talking about? I was the youngest. Like, they had me by a couple of years, and I'm like, and she was like, you too. I'm like, I mean, these.
How
niggas,
old were you?
I was probably like 14 or something like that.
And that's what's crazy, because parents think that the kids, like, they think that you're so unaware. And probably my first interaction with anything sexual, I probably was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, because you
see things, you hear things. Yeah. You have other children around you talking to you.
Yeah, and the thing about it is when you first really go all the way, you like a teen, and it's like, what are you talking about? Like, when I want to have this conversation, like, hello, like you could have.
These conversations have been had.
Yeah, no, there ain't even no conversation. The deed has been done. Like,
oh, you did the thing already.
Yeah, I already dug in somebody's crates.
You did it.
Yeah, like what are you talking about? And I just think see, the problem with a lot of celebrities is that they use their children and they use their lives as content sometimes, and you got to watch who you make content.
The child becomes a part of the brand.
Yeah. But now you're content though. So now motherfuckers be like, hey, Deyjah Hyman, you know what I'm saying? It's like it becomes, because what people don't understand too is that we live in a troll society. So anything that anybody can use against you as far as dirt, you're just never gonna be able to live it down. Now, as a father, if her mother did that, it still would have been weird as shit to me, but it's the mother. But your daddy trying to make sure you're not a virgin, so he's just fam. It's fam.
I don't even, that part of that is disgusting to me. Like to even, to me, it's a violation. She had to be a minor, or I don't even know. Like she
was a minor because
probably conflicted with it, or clearly she's conflicted with it. When you're cutting yourself, you're beyond like depressed. You know what I'm saying? It's like a cry for help. You're trying to confirm something. You're trying to get some type of validation from somewhere. You know what I mean by doing it. And then she's not prepared for celebrity. Like I think that parents of celebrity need to properly prepare their children for what this means for you.
Yeah.
Because this means that every mistake I make is gonna be a reflection of you, and you're new here. And you know what I'm saying?
And you know what's even deep is because in this situation, I've learned that people who self-harm believe that they're punishing themselves. And they never punish themselves for what they did. They punished themselves what somebody else did, but they took it out on their self because they feel like they allowed certain things to take place.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was an unfortunate conversation I had with somebody one time that I didn't even want to have. And I don't mean no disrespect if she's watching this or whatever, but I've had that conversation because I didn't understand, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So
right. It's hard to explain. And I think that's the thing about mental health. If everybody could like acknowledge that all of us are on these individual trips together, like we are together, but still there's little, we're all taking these little different turns. So everybody's trauma is the same, but different in different ways. And no one's prepared for like mental education. You don't get preparation as a young child. You get prepared for a lot of things. Like we learn how to read, we learn how to write, we learn manners, we learn, cooking, but we don't get a really full education in emotions and what emotions mean and how to move forward when you're dealing with, these type of obstacles in your life. So you're learning late in life, and but you're already programmed in a way. Yeah. So you're doing two things, like you're educating yourself and then you're reprogramming yourself. And that's hard. Yeah, especially when you're a damn grown ass adult that been used to doing it this way for so long. And the deep thing about it too is that I've been basically a person who's been traumatized by different things, but mostly traumatized by death, right? A lot of people that I love either died or just somehow, some way walked out of my life. And I remember I was going through a breakup. I called my cousin today and I was like, yo, man. And it wasn't a situation that it was like, yo, I love her, I miss her, I want her back. But I was just like, yo, we broke up and this is just weird to me. How do I cope? And he looked me in my face and said, yo, you just gotta fuck mad bitches to get over. And I was like, nigga, that's not the answer. Like, nigga, because how do I go from faithful boyfriend to now I'm just a thought? Like it doesn't not a thought. Yeah, I'm a fucking thought now. So again, but that's how he coped. And we passed trauma and coping mechanisms, and they call certain things called self-soothing as far as like
some people might smoke, drink, because we think
I'm self-soothing.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, every problem that we have, we think we could smoke it away, fuck it away, drink it away. That's why that song Cranes by Solange was so...
Oh, it's my favorite.
Yeah, that's why that was so deep to me, because I was like, she put what I thought in verbiage. Like, I tried to smoke it away. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we do in the Black community. We think,
the coping mechanisms is there.
If I get high enough, or one of the worst things that we do is we do that shit to somebody else.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I'm abused, become the abuser.
The abuser. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The traumatized cause trauma. So, the only issue that I see in this situation is that she is a young lady of celebrity now, because everything you tweet, everything you do, all eyes is on you. So you could be meaning something else, but based off your past history, now you going to get everybody gonna just run to you, and I will say to her, sometimes you got to take the help of the community, because regardless of what, we are a community of people. We're not a monolith. We all don't think the same. But throughout some of these comments, you're going to run into something that you say, I never thought of that right there. That I never thought of that right there. And
for sure.
And get professional help, but identify with the people who you feel harmed you. Because I think a lot of times we be letting motherfuckers go and we try to get help, but your oppressor is still walking around lurking. You know what I'm saying? Your oppressor is still there to oppress you. So you have to say, look, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you have to say to an individual, you did this to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You made me feel like this. I didn't feel this way about myself. I didn't think like this about myself, but you did it, and you are my problem. And I think a lot of times people don't want to identify the problem because it's somebody they love, or they think it's normal. You know what I'm saying? They think it's normal.
That too. It's a lot of shit in the Black community has been normalized.
Facts.
A lot of like forms of verbal abuse and these fake compliments that are really shady.
Yeah.
And then like parents have like, even with Black parenting, there's a lot of things going on in that are like toxic. So it's like for instance, this subject right here, like what makes T.I. think it's okay to like violate or talk about your daughter's vagina to the world, to me is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, there's no way it could be swept under the rug. Like, I'm not looking for friends in this community. So it's like, you embarrassed her. Mm-hmm. And now this could be a topic matter forever. It could be a think piece forever. It could be something people could look to work through their problems because you decided to put your family's business out there.
Mm-hmm.
And now she, at 22 years old, has 1.5 million followers or something like that on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if this is where she gets her attention from, and we all know how addictive internet attention is.
Yeah.
Then she'll keep on doing these little cryptic things.
Yeah. And then you can see, like, first of all, when you're in a bad place, you have one thing that many people don't have. You have resources. You have capital.
Yes, she does.
See, some of us...
Her bad place is different.
Yeah, her bad place.
From what my bad place was when I was 22.
Like, my nigga, you ain't never eat no spam. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't never go...
Resource was the human resources, goddamn
you ain't
office.
Never go to the store...
That was the resource.
You ain't never go to the store with a booklet of food stamps. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not comparing. I'm just saying
but you're making a great point with resources. My grandmother used to be so sick of me because I was so hard-headed when I was younger. And she, even in our state, she used to be like, you have so many resources that you're not taking advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when you're 22 and you're hard-headed, like, she has the resources. She could stop everything right now and get the therapy she needs right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And say, fuck everybody.
Yeah. And again, you know, it's a little different because in that situation, you can get the top therapist. Like, you can get you can get Anyala. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get the therapist.
Yes, you can. They could get the best.
Because the problem is what they did was that they made everything content. So now you become content, and then as a content creator, you have to be careful because you might post a picture of somebody, one of your loved ones, and then somebody take a fucking dick and put it on their face and be like, "Yo, your loved one is sucking dick," and it's like,
oh yeah,
what are we
they
doing?
done drew shit like that on me. Like it's a part of the game, though.
Yeah,
that's the thing with like when I'm saying like preparing your children for what this is. Like for me, I'm late in the game, right? So my kids is grown-ups, might as well say. When you're a little kid coming up in this and you got to hear things about your mom, hear things about your parents, then she's on the show or was on the show. It's like my whole thing is y'all gotta it's their responsibility to prepare her. She's 22 this year. She been out.
Yeah, exactly.
She been out here.
Exactly.
So what they're doing with it as a parent, it has to be attacked.
Yeah.
I would attack it aggressively, especially once I find out you're cutting yourself. Now I'm frantic.
Yeah. When we dealing with mental health, I think the conversation became a little redundant because I think sometimes people will have a bad day and they be like, "Oh, I'm drained," and it's like, "Yo, calm the fuck down," right? You know, it's some things when you're dealing with mental health. And again, I'm not trying to outbid anybody with I'm more traumatized than you, but if your ass ain't go days without eating and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like it's certain things that we have seen that we still recovering from in my mid-40s. You understand what I'm saying?
Some things you'll never heal from. Like some shit you just never gonna get over it, but you figure out healthier coping mechanisms. Like I figure out healthier ways to deal with whatever I've dealt with in the past. We also got to take accountability for our mentalities. Yes. What did I allow? What did I let slide? What did I slack on?
But when you're 22,
what did I neglect?
When you're 22 and you say that, if you feel like you let certain shit slide and neglect, then that's when you can start harming yourself because somebody has to get punished. You don't have the courage to punish the punisher, so you punish yourself.
To speak up.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said.
But that's a self-esteem issue. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, when you're thinking about the root, why am I scared? Like, facing yourself is hard.
Yeah.
So why am I scared to speak up? Some 22-year-olds have the courage. I've seen some, hey, he fucking touched me. It was my fucking...
Yeah. He felt my butt. You know what I'm saying?
Some people are just built like that. Some people already been picked apart when they was little.
But then some of us have these people in our life that are the boogeyman. Some people have some people in our life that we're afraid of. Not me anymore, but I had to grow into that though. Because I remember being young. I remember being young and being afraid of my father. I didn't know that my father was a drug addict at one point, right? But he's my father. So I was afraid of my father. So even in his manic state of being a custody, I'm still scared of him. So his word rules. And I remember being like 14 years old and him coming. I no longer was living with him. And he came where I was at. And I remember being scared that, oh shit, he's coming. But I remember it was at one point that I was like 21 and I already got a taste of that street. And I remember saying to him, yo, you know I'll fuck you up, right? You understand what I'm saying?
I'm laughing because I can relate to those moments.
Yeah, I just remember saying, yo, you know I'll fuck you up. And that's really when it was like, I ain't scared of you no more. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, you better fall back or I'll powerbomb you on your head. But that was my boogeyman. You understand what I'm saying? You had to
probably learn on your own what's happening here. What is this dynamic about? Why do I feel like this? And you just probably got tired.
Well, I was afraid. No, we're not saying T.I. touched his daughter. You have to rewind. But again, I was afraid of him because he was my father. It had nothing to do. You know, every little boy is scared of their daddy. Their daddy's strong. He's bigger than you.
Right.
And he was a Marine, so he was very assertive. So
Marines
she might
are fucking
be
crazy.
Yeah, so she might be scared of T.I.
And let me to the commenters in the comments. Every form of, even if it was something toxic going on, it doesn't mean touching is not the only form of ways that you could damage your children.
Facts.
These little negative comments when you're talking to your children, when you're shutting them up, when you're not letting them express themselves, when you're beating them. There's so many ways that you could break a child down slowly.
Mm-hmm. It's all mental. Sometimes it's just
it is mental.
Hold on. On deck one time, whatever the fuck your name is, you are at the point where I'm about to kick you the fuck out of here. Seriously. You see what we talking about. You asking some fucking stupid shit. Don't follow nobody around. You know what? You got to get the fuck out of here. No, your mother's a battle rapper. How about that? I don't even be seeing these fucking niggas on my channel and they come in here. Y'all niggas weird, man.
That'd be the trolls though. And
listen, but I don't allow that. I don't allow no troll shit because we here talking some real shit. All of us could be affected by this. We have nieces, we have nephews, we have cousins. Some people got children. And when your child has access to social media and you seeing them crying out for help and they talking to everybody but you and they saying no, if they had somebody to go to, they wouldn't. You in the next room. So the shit that I like to talk about affect everybody. I don't let nobody steer the conversation or try to steer the chat or try to do what they want to do in my shit. We talking about this some real shit. Especially the young lady already hurt herself and might hurt herself again. That affects all of us.
It does. People are immature.
Yeah, so grow the fuck up, go play somewhere else.
For even coming in the chat and like not taking it serious, like this is not even and that's what I'm saying. Like some people have never healed.
You know why?
Like that could be somebody that's all fucked up, hurt in the head.
You know why
they want to talk about some high school shit, and we're talking about a young adult.
But that's why.
And how do you prevent things like this with young adults? Like in this, let me tell you something. I'm glad that person came here for a reason, because I just discovered about O Block and the 163rd and all the things that was happening in Chicago with those kids. Yep. And I went on my Twitter and I said, damn, we failed these kids. Like I'm talking about my generation. Like we've all failed these kids to a degree, because this shit didn't come out of nowhere. As parents, you're like, I told somebody, you have to constantly apologize to your kids. I was a young mom. I'm always like, I love you. And I wasn't perfect. And you have to have these conversations with them so that they understand that you're a human too. And in your best way to break cycles that probably your parents put on you, that you ain't know no better. I ain't know no better from what my parents was teaching me. My parents come from the heroin days in the 70s and 60s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody didn't know then. Yeah. My parents were young parents. Then you got to think about their parents who was coming out of like the generation before
segregation and shit. Yeah, segregate. Yeah. No,
so it's like the mentalities that are locked in it's a serious thing.
But dude, you gotta. But you have to understand, dude. When you talk about something serious, people's idea of serious is who's fucking who and who's getting fat. But then
they get to deflecting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the minute you talk about who's fucking who and who's getting fat, what happens? What they say, you chatty patty. So you can't win in the eyes of a fool. You understand what I'm saying? And if what we're talking about and what we talking about, if it doesn't apply to you, then you could just easily log out. You could just easily log. Listen, every time I speak to the children in my family, my little niece and nephew, I say every day, I love you, baby. Uncle love you. Uncle, every day. So listen, my little niece said to me, you're the only one who always answers their phone. I'm trying to call everybody else, but you always answer me. And I said to her verbatim, I answer you every time because Uncle loves you. Uncle, not saying nobody else don't, but when you call me anytime, you might be in crisis. I don't know what you calling me for. You 6 years old.
Kids need that reassurance.
Yeah, like
they take that with them.
Yeah.
And then when you instill that type of security in them at that young age, they don't look for outside validation.
Exactly.
And I think that's the point of the conversation here. She's looking for someone to come help her, and she has a goddamn multi-million-dollar foundation.
Exactly. But see, it's easy to deter what we talking about. It's easy enough to fucking to change the story, and then we start talking about what they want to talk about, but not what we want to talk about. See, I don't let my chat do that. You don't come in here and you try to change the whole storyline of what's going on. And like I said, with the children in my family, listen, I let them know every day, whatever you want, call Uncle. I don't care if you want a damn Tootsie Roll. Call me. I'm going to make sure you get whatever you want, because you know what? When I was a child, the only protection I had was my grandmother's. That was it. I never felt safe like I felt when I was with my grandmothers, both of them, my paternal and my maternal grandmother. That's the only time I felt safe, when I was with one of them. Other than that, I didn't feel safe. And then my grandmother is elderly now, but my other grandmother died. And that when she died, even as a grown ass man, I felt like some of the protection was gone, because anything would happen, I could talk to her. She gonna know what to do. She gonna know what to do. And a lot of times people don't understand that we lose people, and some people are alive and we lose them too, based off of what? Them being absent.
Right.
You know, so it don't matter how old we are, or you should know this, you should know. Listen, there is no rules on it, because what you said is so profound, because we pass on trauma. Whatever the parents didn't know what to do, shit, they don't know what to do later. So they gonna pass it to you. They gonna pass it to you. They gonna pass it to you, and we don't.
They figuring it out on the fly like everybody
yeah.
else in this journey of life.
Yeah.
My dad used to ask me, "You mad at me?" And I used to say, "No, not now." Because when I think about what you were up against as a kid, I feel a certain way about that. I feel protective, but that's me. And it took me some time to get to that. But when you start looking at your parents and considering their story, then you see how easy it is to get caught up. But then as an adult, when you start facing yourself, even if you made mistakes as a parent early in life, you can make up for it in ways.
Yes, because
you acknowledge number one, that you was a fucked up motherfucker, or a lazy person, or you slacked, or you were distracted even.
Yeah, or some of your inadequacies.
Yeah, people don't understand being a parent is one of the hardest. When you say it sounds so cliche, like it's one of the hardest jobs ever. No, when you actually do it, then it's one of the hardest jobs ever.
Yeah.
Because it requires you to be like super selfless. And I could admit, as a young mother, I was not that. I was just lucky that I had my grandmother who was like, "Girl, you a kid." You know what I'm saying? Like, so you do need, and it wasn't just my grandma. It was like several adults in my life that held me down continuously through my life.
Yeah.
Because being a parent unplanned it's like a fucking nightmare. Let's be for real.
You know what's funny? I remember being probably mid-30s. My father died by the time I was probably like 37. And I remember when he died, that was it. That was it. The anger that I had for him, it was over, because one of my biggest fears was, because he was a crackhead for so long, and when he died, he wasn't getting high. That was the weird. He had cleaned himself up, wasn't getting high for a long time. But I still didn't want to fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, he didn't know how to apologize. He didn't know how to say, "Yo, I really fucked up." He was just like, "Yo, let's just be cool." I'm like, "Nah, my nigga, like I got the feeling like I want to fuck you up." You know what I'm saying? Like
some parents was raised in that.
But he was a Marine.
I don't owe you nothing.
Yeah, like but my thing is, I wanted to fuck you up. Yeah, I gotta not.
No, I was angry. I could relate to this.
Like your fam.
I wanted to fight my mom.
Yeah,
like
this is what I'm saying.
And it's like I have to consider her story. I try to tell my sons, you know, when you get to a certain age, it's on you. You know what I mean? Like you could be mad, but you got to make a decision. Am I gonna be mad for the rest of my life, or am I gonna figure this out?
Yeah.
You know
so like, look, with my father, right? So this is what happened. When he passed away, it was pretty much over, because one of my biggest fears was I never wanted him to say, I never wanted to have a relationship with him. I always wanted him to get himself together. I was like, "Yo, look, you didn't raise me, right? You're not a part of my upbringing. I turned out fine. I turned out good. Listen, don't worry about me. What I want you to do is worry about you." And one of the biggest fears that I had with him since I was a little 8-year-old kid is somebody killing him. because he got high or somebody beating him to death or something like that. So when he died,
Right.
I was kind of relieved because he didn't die the way I thought he was going to die. But then the beef was that I had with him was over because I was also able to sit back and understand, damn, look how they put crack in our communities. He got caught by
Right.
chemical
That's exactly how I felt
germ
about my
warfare,
dad.
right? So what happened was when I started getting knowledge of myself and understanding that, I understand he just somebody who fell victim that didn't know how to cope. Because before that shit, he one of the dopest dudes ever. Everything about, like, I wanted to mimic him in every way of life. And many
Right.
things that he did, I did mimic him. But I
Naturally,
didn't.
though.
But I didn't. And one of the things that I was mimicking was addiction because I was an alcoholic.
Okay.
I was an alcoholic.
You know what's crazy about that? You say you're not gonna do it, right? Because I went to school and all that, and in school they tell you every last thing about the dangers of drugs, cigarettes, and drinking, and you start out like, I'm never gonna do that to myself, but you don't even know that being that your parents are smoking cigarettes and your parents are drinking. Like my grandfather used to get fucked up. He used to be in the Coast Guard, the Navy or something, World War II, and you're programmed.
It's in your DNA. It's in your DNA.
You're programmed already. So you might not know when that day coming, but you're gonna have a drink, and the mental, you're gonna be comforted with that because that's gonna remind you of home, and that's what I mean by like our triggers and the whys. You know what I'm saying? And the comfort in the trauma, even though it's fucked up, you be comfortable because it's like reminding you of your family and what you know of love, in a sense, what you came to know what love was with your family, which probably was like toxic shit. And I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about in general when we're dealing with like the toxic family situation. A lot of shit that's toxic is normalized. I watched my grandfather get drunk literally every night with his friends.
Yep.
Probably like 4 nights out the week.
Yeah.
He was drunk as hell on the floor.
Pissing on himself. And so, and it became...
You know what I'm saying? Talking all night. Him and my grandmother had separate bedrooms. You know what I mean? And that type of stuff gets programmed in you to where...
It's normalized, but it ain't normal.
Yeah, you might be having an argument with your friend. Your friend's crossing the line, arguing with you, and you're like, oh, this is just an argument.
Yeah.
I don't have those type of arguments anymore. You cross certain lines and we're done. But it took me some time to understand this is toxic. This isn't right. This is aggressive. This is gaslighting. You know what I'm saying? This is manipulation. Like it took me, I had to learn. And that's what I'm saying about baby girl. We're not prepared, period, in this country for mental health. That's some shit you figure out when you grown.
Yeah. Along the way. And look, and some people still ain't figure it out. And they 40, and they 45, they 46, they 50. So the thing that like I said, going back to my situation and likening myself, because I like to talk about mental health. So when my father finally passed away, I had to make peace with the situation because I realized that he was just a victim. And then him being a victim, being a Marine, my mother dying when I was 2. But that was... He had 4 kids with her.
And Lord knows what your dad went through.
He had, listen, now let me tell you, listen to me. He went through the shit in Marines. He was in Vietnam, right? He had 4 children with a woman who passed away when their last baby
Doggie,
was 2 years old.
So much in
right?
so little time.
Yeah, they passed away.
Vietnam.
Yeah, and then he had to he inherited, which was biologically his, but he had 4 children to take care of and a baby. Right. So when I started thinking about that, when I wasn't angry anymore because it ain't no beef, he gone. Then I forgave him. Then I was like, I get it. But he couldn't articulate that.
I'm stuck at.
Yeah.
With still having to heal from the traumatization of fighting a war.
Yeah.
And that time, in that era, that's not even, to me, it breaks. People are broke and never to be fixed. You go to war, you go to these services, you do these things, you're broke and never to be fixed. Not to mention the time that our society was in socially with Black people. Yeah. There was so much on your father.
Yeah. That I learned later.
People don't recover. Like there's some people that's just never going to recover because they can't. It's painful.
But what I learned too, though, from it was having his personality, right? Having his personality and realizing that I watched him start off with his beers, drinking his beers, his drinking his his Michelob, then watching him smoke his joints,
Right.
watching him taking the seeds out the weed, smoking his joints, and then
Taking the
something,
seeds out. Now you're
yeah,
bringing me
yeah,
back
then
to a
then
time,
then
child.
something changed with his intake of what was happening, and I didn't understand what was happening, but I just remember going to school as a kid and seeing crack is whack. But I'm like,
Right.
that's what I see in my house. So then you learn from outsiders that your daddy a crackhead.
Mm-hmm.
Then your upbringing is affected by his addiction.
And shame.
And so
Now,
shame
mind
is a
you,
motherfucker. Yeah.
even kids name calling is something that they learn from their house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you start name calling somebody, shaming somebody's a form of control.
Mm-hmm.
You try and get this motherfucking line. Like it's like, let's say your young Doggie Diamonds is you're in the schoolyard talking, and they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't be talking. Your father's a crackhead."
Facts. Yeah.
And it's like a way to shut people down, and this is what I'm talking about with mental health. That shit needs to be a curriculum in school.
Facts.
And I'm talking about elementary school. Feelings, you're sad, you're angry, why? This and this and that. That needs to be my elementary years. Those are those formative years, honey. It's some shit that I learned from when I was a kid. Thank God my mom thought about doing it. That has me cultured forever. Nobody can tell me shit.
You know,
thank God within her drug abuse and whatever she was going through with her husband and her life, you know what I'm saying? I learned it, but it's still that mental education about mental health is like, it's needed.
But dude, you know what's so crazy?
What?
We come from a people that nobody gives a fuck about.
Now?
I'm talking about throughout the...
Oh, you mean black people?
Yeah, black people that nobody gives a fuck about us, but I
think that's another gaslighting thing, though. Like, they actually give a fuck about us, but they've convinced us that they don't. So they just like
no. They
absorb.
Listen, what I'm saying, we're
valuable.
I ain't saying we're not. They showed us they don't give a fuck about us, right?
Absolutely. They don't give a fuck about our well-being.
They fed our babies the alligators.
But they'll definitely drain us of our resources.
So listen to what I'm saying. Listen to where I'm going with this. We were showed by people that they didn't give a fuck about us, right? That we weren't valuable to be this, but we're valuable to that. We're valuable to be used and abused. So when you learn from people who was above you, that's all your value is. When you have children, when you have loved ones, how you value anything if you were never valued?
Right.
So it's like almost
cycles.
Yeah, it's almost like trying to show love if you never got love. How do you know what love is? You understand what I'm saying? So we have been programmed to just say, fuck that nigga. Because that's all we heard.
The beauty of this era, right, is I might not know what love is. I can Google what's love.
Yeah.
And I could find books and I could read things. And that's pretty much how I've developed myself as an adult, just being on that never-ending journey of learning. I think the Black community has convinced themselves, or just have been lazy enough to get online on YouTube and stuff, and we read some headlines, and then next thing you know, you're repeating the news.
Expert, yeah.
You might read a headline, and then you're not even clicking on the story to read what the thought was, the completed thought was. You're going with the headlines. You're just talking. Everything's a blurb now. There's no research.
So could we defend T.I. really quick and defend the mother?
Let's do that, please. I wanted to.
Because, again, I think what we're saying is profound. We don't know how that man was raised. We don't know how the mother was raised.
He was raised in the South.
Yeah, so...
a lot of his opinions tell me he was raised in like a traditional Black Southern family.
Yeah.
Which there's a lot of ignorance in that.
Unfortunately. Yeah, like when you fucking... When the baby is burping and you take a paper bag and lick it and put it on their forehead and you say that shit go away, like no, that's some slave shit. Yeah, hiccups. Like that shit is some slavery shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
some of it's slavery shit and some of it's actual, like, that
shit is slavery shit. That shit
No,
don't
but
work.
a lot of what our mentalities are slavery shit. My grandfather literally used to be like, you know, Rhonda, pick up the cotton picking towel off the floor. And you never think about that till you get older. Like literally his verbiage was the cotton picking.
Or you out of your cotton picking mind.
You out of your cotton picking mind, girl.
Because who picked the cotton?
Listen, the generation ahead of his.
This is what I'm saying. So again, when he learned from what he learned, right? He's just gonna pass that, and then you're
Yeah.
gonna pass the verbiage, but somebody has to say, "Hold the fuck up."
Yeah. And that's where we're at.
Yeah.
T.I. has to say, wait a minute, let me reevaluate my style.
Mm-hmm. Because
That's,
it's
I
affecting
mean, that's
my
what
children.
it's going to come down to.
Because it's affecting my
Him
children.
evaluate. Yeah, he's the head of the house.
So let's keep it all the way real.
Mm-hmm.
He has a troubled daughter, whether she's a privileged, spoiled, whatever. Regardless, she's troubled.
Yeah.
But he also got a troubled son. So there's something parental that ain't hitting right. Because
it got to be a poor. Yeah,
it's something parental because the little dude can't.
but it's the layers, doggy. These kids have to go to school. You know what I'm saying? Like there's variables here that is not even hard to address. It's just going to hurt to say. Like you have a mom that's out there. She's getting plastic surgery. She's changing the color of her eyes. Her and her husband's in a sexual scandal. There's so many layers to their family. They're already in the forefront because they already pretended to be the Cosby family. And now everything's getting exposed. And now the children are subjected to it because they're already out here. They're already celebrities. They're already content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I said. They've been
so
made
this is
content.
fair game.
Yeah, they've been made content. Mm-hmm.
So what needs to happen is they need to be prepared for this life.
Yeah.
Mentally and physically prepared for this life. They need to be upfront. I know a lot of people don't like Jada Pinkett, but one thing I like about her is she's upfront.
Yeah, but her kids are a little off though too. Though
I know, but
them motherfuckers.
they're free to do what they want in a sense. If they disagree with their parents, they're free to say so. Nah. And the only thing she can be is 100% honest. There's nothing else you can do as a parent but be transparent. That's
but at the same time,
it's a gift.
But see, at the same time, I'm not gonna really give her a pass too much because she's kind of a free spirit, but at the same time, I think she does that to hide her deviance.
I mean, I don't know, like,
because you can't.
How much does she really hide her deviance?
Well, she can't really hide it, but she does it, and it's almost a thing of I don't want to point the finger because the fingers is pointing back at me. Because when you start fucking,
they're always gonna point back at her.
Yeah, but when you start fucking your son's friends, something.
Now
wrong.
She was out of line for that. Now, damn it, we could go right in. She was out of line for that. That was inappropriate behavior.
So again, damn that.
No, but I'm saying parenting style, even though she's still human. You know what I'm saying? She's making mistakes at another level. Like I don't even understand what that is. You know what I mean? I don't understand how much that's a very free spirit. She's a free spirit. She's very free.
Once you fuck your son friends and once you fuck your son friends and your son is once you fuck your son friends and your son is the head model for Gap women, something is fucking crazy. Something is a little.
Well, that family's open. You know what I mean? I think they're
living
an experimental, non-traditional way of life that I'm not mad at, and I'm glad that we get to watch it in a sense.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I really don't give a fuck. But my thing is, if we can leave it there, leave it there. This is not an experiment for everybody, because if you decide that you want to mix bleach and ammonia, I know that that's going to kill me. I know that that's the gas chamber shit. So I'm not going to watch you do it and say, well, they're experimenting. But we are in the age of when people are called influencers. So sometimes people are influenced by influencers, right? So if this dude is the leader of Gap Women, what happens when your son come home and say, Gap
and this
women?
Is where we get into preparing our kids. You know what I'm saying? So that when your son looks at this boy who's representing Gap, your son automatically knows this is just his job. This doesn't have anything to do with me. His life shouldn't be influencing who I am because I'm learning who I am. Like, you really got to prepare your children in a way that this is on you. I'm kind of tough with my boys in the sense that because life is tough.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And outside of the people who actually care for you, which is very few, you have to understand how tough it is, like the real side of life.
Yeah.
People are going to shit on you. People are going to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to take this shit and understand that this is yours. You're in this body, you're in this avatar, you're controlling it. You need to figure it out. It's almost like a video game, but for real though, like you're in this body and you're figuring out what you can do. What are my strengths? What do I like? What does this body like? How am I going to take care of this body? And I feel like these are the conversations that you need to have with your children. 3, 4, 5 years old.
Let me ask you something though. So how difficult is it being a mother and your children watch you currently do things that they would deem to be mistakes? How do you
transparency? When they were 5, 6, 7, I would just have these conversations like, this is actually life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I know you're going to school and you're going through this, but this is what life is. So if they're facing any controversy, or let's just say with battle rap, right? Mm-hmm. People are attacking me. Mm-hmm. They've never came to me and been like, oh, this is, they feel away, because they're a certain age. You know what I'm saying? My kids are over 21. So, and it's like, I wasn't really a public figure till maybe they were their youngest, maybe like 16, 15. Mm-hmm. But by then I've already prepared my kids of who I am as a person. Mm-hmm. Like, number one, I'm not a traditional woman. You know what I mean? I'm not going on a traditional path as an older woman. You know what I'm saying? And I won't be controlled in that way. Mm-hmm. The only thing I could do for my kids is be there when they need me, tell them what's the best choices for them, and just be honest about the way the world works. Mm. You know what I'm saying? So, but I've always been that mom.
But the things that you encounter, and even in the battle rap shit, how do you, because if your sons is over 21, I'm pretty sure they want to whip some ass. So how do you so how do you navigate through?
Well, I let them know it's fake. You know what I'm saying? I let them know that this is not real life. This is
well, some of the actions are real, but some of the narratives,
the disrespect is real.
Yeah.
We can start right there. The disrespect is real. People react. I've been angry before behind stuff in battle rap, but it's like, you professionally, you got to deal with it. Mm-hmm. Professionally, you can't always crack. Like, I've had a physical altercation in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? But, and then it's times you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But on a professional note, the kids just got to know, like, this is where I'm at and this is the profession. You don't need to come over here. Mm-hmm. If I need somebody to come over here, it won't be my children.
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
Now, I ain't gonna act like my oldest son, you know what I'm saying? I haven't been like a yes, because it's like, that's still your kids. When they get to a certain age, that's like your army now. Mm-hmm. And when you have boys, it's gonna be like that. Like, my youngest son is a Marine. Mm. So it's like, I just tell him, period, nah, you know what I'm saying? No. But it's like, you just tell them no. And then I guess it depends on the relationship that they already have with you. They respect me enough. I'm strong. And if I really need some help.
And I've called you before and just say, look, man, just sometimes it is what it is.
It is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
You do prepare your kids. It is what it is. You do prepare your kids for that, though. I ain't perfect. I haven't made the best choices. And this is where we at. Mm-hmm. This is how I want to deal with it. How do you guys feel? Mm. And then they're going to tell me how they feel. And then we'll figure it out together. I like to be progressive. How are we going to move forward?
So being
apart in front of the world, are we?
Look, but being a public figure, becoming a public figure, I want to know the educational part of it. Is that, have you ever considered that anything you might have said, done, or they heard, true or not true, that they would be embarrassed? Like, at what point do you factor them in what's going on with you?
You factor the kids in at every point, right? Mm-hmm. But then you can't, I don't know, as a woman, I never did like OnlyFans or anything like that, but I still wouldn't suggest to women that you stop being like if voyeurism is your thing. It's just that you really need to figure out your children. Like these are conversations and lifestyles. These are alternative lifestyles for mothers. These are conversations that you would have to have with free thinker, but I'm open to endless perspectives. So I'm not here to judge anyone. My thing is like, are you harming anybody?
So luckily you have adults.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because it's harder, I think, when they're younger.
No,
And
it might be
depends.
but it might be harder, pause, that they're young adult men though, because see now
See,
they
that's
want-
a perspective.
they,
Now we
no,
get
but
into
I'm just
that,
saying they
right?
want to protect their mother now though. What I'm saying
But does
is
their mother actually need protection?
it don't matter.
And that's when you get into it. It does.
You know why it don't matter?
'Cause now we
Because
need to-
sometimes
okay.
it's out of your hands now. See,
Yeah, but
look,
that means that their emotions are out of my hands, which they'll always be. I can't control those children, right? Their emotions will always be out of my hands. Their emotions are up to them. How they react to their emotions will ultimately be up to them. The consequences of how they act out on their emotions will ultimately be it'll fall on them all the time. And that's the constant reminder I could give them. Intellectually speaking, none of this shit matters. Now, somebody's in the battle rap conversation talking about, you know what I'm saying, you fucked so-and-so. I'm a grown-ass woman.
yeah,
A lot of people are speaking on me based on gossip.
yeah.
I don't even respect it. I'm cut
Yeah.
from a totally different cloth.
Yeah.
So the conversations that they're having are beneath me to just keep it cute.
But I'm gonna be
You know what
real
I'm saying?
with you.
Intellectually,
I'm gonna be real with you, dude.
socially, education-wise,
Look, I'm gonna be
they're
real with
below
you.
me.
I'm gonna be real with you. As a protector of women, especially the women in my family, if you publicly think you're going to disrespect my last living sister, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like she can't listen. It's not even in her hands no more.
Right.
That's the problem I think we face because again, it's people. There's no statute of limitation on an ass whooping. If I owe
No,
you,
there's not.
I'm going to pay my debt of your ass whooping. There's no statute of
Absolutely.
limitation. So people have to be mindful of other people. So like when people
Yeah, they do.
when people say shit and make videos and do all types of shit, sometimes I get calls and I be like, chill. And now it's at the point where dudes are saying, I'm not chilling anymore. I'm tired of it. It don't hurt you, but I don't want motherfuckers to think that they
Now you're right about that because there's
yeah.
been times when I've stepped out of character
Yeah.
over my mom.
This is
Like,
what
and
I'm
my
saying.
mom will be like, "Mind your fucking business." I'm like, "I don't give a fuck what she's talking about."
Yeah. Listen.
I'm out to handle
Listen,
it
this
for
shit
her.
is off. Listen, this shit is off impulse. Like,
Yeah.
like it could be a situation to where, yo,
But let's talk about impulse because now we get into the root. And this is what I say about I'm always going to go back to how you mentally prepare your children as young adults, as young children as well. What are you doing with these impulses? What are you doing with your emotions? Are
Me?
we like really thinking about this as intellectuals or are we thinking about these things on a street level? How do we raise the standard of
You
Black
right.
living and Black socializing
But you
if
know,
we aren't raising our standards on how we're reacting to bullshit?
but you know what, dude?
If I was to react to everything bullshit, I would be a fucking known goon out here.
That's
if I was
true.
to react to every
You're not saying
last
nothing wrong.
bit, but you understand what I'm saying? Like,
You're
and
not.
there's people I could call all day. Like, you know, this so and so said this and that. You need to go ahead and slap the shit out of them. How am I gonna just move in a way that they can see that your words mean nothing to me? They do nothing for the culture. They do nothing for yourself. And then a lot of the times people that's talking to me are dealing with their own demons, child, that they ain't even checked.
You right. But see, sometimes the immature nigga in me sometimes like to see that blood coming out of people's nose or mouth.
I do too.
Because it's like, hold on. Because remember,
Sometimes I get on the mic
some
and I
people
just
are
go off on people and
some
remind
people,
them of who they are.
Some people are childlike, right? Some people are childlike in the sense of, okay, you had the kid that you can say hot and they wouldn't touch it. The conviction of your voice scared them. The heat scared them. Then you had the kids who touch it. So I be telling people, fucking with me, man, you're going to get burned.
Yes,
Just leave me the fuck alone.
And I was
because
a child
what
that
I'm not,
touched shit.
yeah, but what I'm saying, what I'm not going to be is trolled or bullied.
Oh, listen, Doggie Diamonds. this is the people that's come after me, like in battle rap in general, like niggas that lost weight with long ass titties now.
Yeah.
Junkies.
Yeah.
Punk pussy niggas. Yeah. People that been rejected by me.
Yeah.
I can't argue with these clowns.
I get you. No, but see, it's not you though.
But that takes
listen,
a lot of that takes growth.
No,
though.
but look though. But what the discussion is, it's not you. Sometimes it's the people who love you, who don't not where you're at mentally. They're not there yet. So a lot of times,
my mentality rubs off on people, because now it's like, look at how calm I think. Look how I can laugh. Don't you want to laugh? Don't you want to laugh at these niggas with me? Who wants to be mad? I don't want to be upset and waste my energy and be angry over no clowns.
No, you're right. You're right.
Dummies.
But see, you know what though? I'm gonna be real. Fortunately for me, but unfortunately for them, I'm protected. So when people fuck with me, they really go through hardship. I just tweeted that shit. I said, damn, to all my slanderers and my former friends and my evil former girlfriends, why y'all look like that now? Life just kicking y'all ass. Like, y'all related to Larry Holmes or something like that? Like, what's happening?
They don't be drinking no water.
Yeah, like you're not even advancing or better, but you so busy trying to put me down for nothing. What happened?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What happened? Because when you fuck up with real ones, and again, we could go away and not be at beef, not have beef, but some people choose to be a slanderer after I'm not fucking with them no more. And
we
then
could definitely part ways.
Look, and then people
let it be a peaceful thing. You outgrow people.
Yeah, but see me, I'm a motherfucker. Listen, man, I don't wish you bad, but I don't wish you well either. I ain't one of them people to be like, I hope everything.
Yeah, depending on how we left things, situation. Like, I'm indifferent on a lot of people. I don't wish you bad, but I'm not even checking for you.
Yeah, but see, my thing is, with me, I just have zero tolerance. Because I come from.
I think that's when you start getting older.
I've always had zero tolerance.
Like,
reason why I have zero tolerance is this. Remember, I'm the person who fought for everything. I was the baby. So if everybody ate, then the chicken leg is left for you. You understand what I'm saying? So I fight for everything. I fight for my views, my to be in a culture, a genre. I fight to be in a genre that I created.
That's crazy.
You understand what I'm saying?
It be like that though. People be trying to get you out the way.
So again, I'm not playing with nobody. I'm serious. I like to laugh and joke and have fun. But what you're not going to do, you're never going to troll me and bully me. And I got to sit there and take it. Like, I don't have no fight back in me. No, I got a lot of fight back in me. And a lot of times I'm saving y'all lives, because if I fight all the way back, you're going to be on the ground somewhere and somebody's going to be breathing on your chest. And that's just a fact.
I'm trying to tell you, because let me tell you, I don't got time to be fighting for 5 and 10 minutes. I'm going to take you out in under 60 seconds, and it's going to be nasty.
No, I'll fight for 5 or 10 minutes. That's what I work out every day for. I want to see.
No, I'm not doing 5 and 10. I could, but we're not doing that. No,
I like to see if I got it. But again, we're in a day and time where if we are trolled, if we are talked about, imagine what she must go through at a level of her own parent embarrassed her. So we knew about her box, right? At a young age, we knew about her box. We knew about her father being locked up for this, salacious shit with her stepmother. We knew about the drugs. We knew about the snitch allegation. All the shit that she had to deal with a lot of shit based off of what her father was doing.
Right.
And again, you can't just put somebody in a room with a nice bed and a canopy and all that.
I'm glad you brought up snitching, all right?
Go ahead.
Because you think that we're entering an era where there's so many snitches.
I think they're
like before.
I think they always exist. I think they always exist. I think now they're just we're in the age of exposure.
It's like the children of the snitches. Like,
she posted,
they're dealing with.
Look on her timeline. She posted Gunna's new song. I think
that we're leaving the era where people even care that they snitched. It's still slimy to me. You do a crime with somebody, to me, you just hold it down.
Oh man, I got
such
such a snitch story, but I gotta do a whole show on it because
I have I'm a person who comes from a family who's been snitched on. Like my mom's case, she got snitched on, and then the feds offered her a deal if she was to snitch on her husband, and she chose not to. So she was sentenced. She copped out, and she was sentenced to 10 years federal prison time, knowing that she was going to leave her kids behind. But the way she was raised was like, you can't snitch, and then you're going to snitch on your husband. You know what I'm saying? And then she was an active participant of said crimes. Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's like, but I was raised, there's two different types of, like, there's all these different types of families. I was raised in a crime family.
Yeah.
So my values and the way I was brought up is totally different. I knew about the Fifth Amendment when I was in the 3rd grade.
Now I gotta do a whole show on this because the informant in the Taxstone case, I actually knew him personally. And needless to say, last week I got a text saying, yo, this is still your number. I'm like, who is this? It was him. So I got to do a whole show on that. Yeah.
They just sentenced him to like 35 years, right?
Yeah, but the person who took the stand,
the informant, the person who helped,
I knew him. Even when I was going back and forth with Taxstone, I said, yo, he be around my niggas. That's who I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, because you Brooklyn.
Yeah. So he had text me, and I just basically was trying to ask him, what am I supposed to do with this information? Like, how do I articulate this shit publicly? You know what I'm saying? And it's just real deep. This shit just deep. But luckily for myself, I'm not in the street. I don't do anything in the street. I'm very legal in every way, legal beagle. So, I don't have anything to do with nothing. Even so, I did so well with my life when motherfuckers to say that I'm not a street guy. I never did nothing in my life. I'm smart. This is what these niggas saying about me on the internet. So that's how good I did with changing my life.
Yeah, they don't understand that. That's smart moves.
Yeah, they that's the dopest shit when motherfuckers say, yo, he's not a street guy. He's not really like that. Okay, thank you. I'm not. Thank you.
Yes.
Get these motherfuckers off.
Yeah, I don't want none of that attached to my name.
Get these motherfuckers off me. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I will say, and it's not even nothing to brag about, some of us done been in them books that we ain't need to be in since motherfucking 1990, 1989. This is facts. You know what I'm saying? But what is it? But what is it in 2023? What is the reward for saying, yo, I'm such and such, I'm this, I'm that? There's no reward. There's no reward. So what do we suggest? I think it's more than therapy. I think the father and the mother need therapy, because although you can get the child therapy, they also can't lean on the therapist now. They have to be able to lean and deal with the family, and the family have to learn coping mechanisms as well, of how when you see your child in this type of crisis, this is how you soothe them, this is how you talk to them. So I think a lot of times everybody should just go to family therapy.
They do. I mean, they have to decide that they're a unit. They have to decide that they're a tribe, because sometimes, like, there's certain parts of my family that I don't want to be a part of anymore. You know what I mean? Like, they need to decide if they're a tribe or not. And like you said, they need to all be together. Yeah. And I think that all the children need to be together. I think that all the parents need to be present. And I think that they should put everything on lay everything out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Lay everything on the table. What bothers you? What triggers you? What hurts you? What still hurts you?
Yeah.
What am I doing that disrespects you? Because a lot of times with Black parents, children are not your property. You do not own these people. You just gave these people, a life, which is a big deal. But they owe you nothing.
Yeah, and
they deserve respect.
And you're a parent forever. You
forever. And they deserve respect.
Yeah.
So it's like, figure out what you're doing that's disrespecting them. She feels disrespected and she feels oppressed.
So let me ask you, before we go, what are you doing on your channel? When are you going live on your channel? What are you doing on your channel next?
I've been talking about battle rap, child. You know what I'm saying? I've just been popping shit lately. I'm probably gonna go live after this. I'm gonna, because I didn't even want to pull a blunt out. I have so much respect for you and your chat. I said, let me not, get high in front of these people and smoke my stuff. You know what I mean? Because I'm here. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be over there smoking, being a degenerate, smoking my shit.
What about them
talking about battle rap?
What about them reference vocals? Did you get them things done that we did?
Yes. I'd actually
did you get your verses back
on those yeah, I'm working on the music.
No, did you get your verses back? Did you get your verses back?
Yeah, I got everything. I listened to them, but I sent them to another engineer, and yeah, they mixed it for me. No, so I'll send it to you so you can see
what
how
I'm saying. Did you get your those was features? Remember, those was features. Did you get the features?
Oh no, I didn't get no features yet.
Okay, yeah.
Because I wanted to make sure everything else on my side was good.
So give them the album. Where should they look under? Just Hurricane Dew on
Hurricane
Apple
Dew
Music,
everywhere.
Apple Music.
Hurricane Dew, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, even YouTube for free. You could just Google Hurricane Dew. You're going to see my topic channel with the music. Go there. I make really good music. I wouldn't even be like looking you guys in your eyes and moving my hands like this if I wasn't that bitch.
Yeah. I'm
fired.
But
I'm an anomaly of sorts.
You've been doing them. Wasn't you like one of the first ones doing them Triller videos?
Yeah, well, yeah, I did a lot of things first, but nobody likes to give me my media credit. But I learned that that's a part of the media game.
Well, you learning from the fucking main motherfucker that don't get no credit for nothing. People,
I have a couple of fire ass mentors in here that I'm preparing. Like it's a good thing.
They actually was telling me on Twitter the other day about Max B, because Max, I'm like, so y'all telling me
I know that
about Max? I'm like, what the fuck? You wouldn't even have known that shit if I didn't ask him. Like, what are you talking about?
I just don't like with hip hop how it's like, I don't like the boredom of people. Like it's very non-traditional of us as Black people to look away from people who did it before you. Like, I like Jamaican settings. You go to a Jamaican party, we're going to start the party off with the beginnings. Then we're going to work our way into the current. But that's paying respect.
But do you know that that's how I DJ though? I've always.
But that is how you. That's how you DJ.
Yeah, you gotta, because you gotta warm it up.
You gotta start at the root.
Yeah, you gotta warm it up. And then even I used to play, like, I wouldn't play the current records until like the party was deep. But then I would go do some classics. Like I would go before. But
it's showing so much respect.
Yeah.
And I just think the art of respect has been lost, and that's my thing.
No, because we're not allowed to age.
But if I haven't harmed you, you gotta respect.
We're not allowed to age as Black people.
And that's a fool's ideology. Like, think about the intellectualism of that.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting, though I'm the best ever now than I was 20 years ago as a rapper. Way more thoughtful, way more careful, way more fire, way more everything. I look
because when I be thinking about it sometimes,
everything's better.
I was like, when I was 21,
I'm cuter.
No, listen, and I'm gonna go there with you. I'm like, when I was 21, I thought I was fucking, but I really didn't know how to fuck. Now
I know you probably was out there like a rabbit.
Yeah, I was humped. Now I can fuck. Like, hold up. Now I can.
Hitting the end
I'll probably listen. When I was younger, I didn't know what I was doing, but now I can fuck.
It's different now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what I was doing.
Now none of us did.
Like
on staircases kissing.
No, I wasn't no kisser. I wasn't no big kisser.
I was in the staircases.
Yeah, I wasn't kissing. I was.
My grandmother told me, "Bitch, you smelling your piss."
Yeah. But look at the things look at the shit they used to say to us. Though they used to say some fucked up shit.
Yeah, straight up. I was straight up verbally abused as a child.
Yeah. But it
straight up.
But it wasn't even abuse. It was so normalized. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I remember
it was normalized, but it was definitely verbal abuse because I began to accept this form of verbal, like, people
from a loved
to me
one,
like, "Oh, bitch, shut up," and I'm like, "Ha ha ha ha, you not today."
You know what I seen? Yeah. You know what I seen people do, and I be freaking out. Now, a person will grab, because I always got Q-tips here because my fucking ears are crazy. But a person will grab a Q-tip, and what's the first thing they do with the Q-tip? They
Not
do this
lick
shit.
it.
They lick the shit. What the fuck you licking it for?
I
You just
hate that shit.
Yo, that shit drives me.
I hate that shit. I'm mad you made that come into my
Yo,
mind.
that's what I'm saying. I
because
said, yo, you just put the most germs in your fucking ear.
Just
Now
licked
you're gonna
it.
have an ear infection. You don't lick the Q-tip.
like a freak.
But this is what I'm saying. But that shit, that's passed on. Yo, grandmothers, that's why I love grandmother. My grandmother, no filter come from her. Because she don't give a fuck what comes out her mouth. And the wild shit
my
is
grandma
that,
was like that.
she get a pass because she raised so many of us. And one thing that I do love about my grandmother, she raised warriors. Like, she raised us to be warriors. You know what I'm saying? And
my grandmother was a colorist, so I don't know. I had like a totally different experience. She was a dark-skinned, beautiful woman, but she ain't like no dark-skinned people, child.
damn, but see, again, that comes from what? That comes from
Slavery and the
comes from slavery. Yeah,
mentalities.
slavery.
But when you talk like that and you think about the variables of what you had to hear and how that molds you, like I have a dark-skinned brother.
Yeah.
So imagine how that made him feel.
Yo, my grandmother, I was
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
yo, my grandmother I was like 14. And I remember having like, this is probably the second girl I had in my life. But some reason she just wowed out on me. She balled her fists up and just swung on me. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? In front of the girl, I'm like, what are you doing?
Please tell me this.
Like, what are you
And was it
doing?
because the girl was dark skinned?
Nah, she was light skinned. She was dark, a little darker than me. But I'm like, why did you do that? But my grandmother just always had to be the boss. But then when you dig into your family history, you realize it was 11 of them, right? She inherited 4 children because her daughter passed away. I'm the baby. I got 2 sisters and a brother. Then it's my 2 cousins.
Ooh, 11 though. Like we don't even have those times anymore.
Yeah. She had 11 siblings. You know what I'm saying? And her and one of her sisters like the only ones left right now. So
wow.
Again, she been through so much that we didn't understand what she been through.
Right.
But she always did, because remember, we come from grandma did the best she could and made it happen.
Grandma did the best she could.
But she made it. She would
She
would make the best. Oh, I remember when I was little, she used to make chicken and rice. So what she would do would go to, because remember, it wasn't no Pathmark or none of that shit. It exists, but there was no. They went to the meat market and they got a meat plan, right?
The meat market got a meat plan.
They got a meat plan. They didn't buy none of that from the supermarkets. So she would go get a meat plan and she would get like a bunch of it would be fucking chicken backs and shit like that, because that was the cheapest shit.
They love chicken backs in the South.
And what she would do.
And what's the other one? My grandfather used to get that fat back.
That's swine. Yeah, they love that too. They put that in the beans and everything.
Some toast.
So look, so what she would do, she would get a chicken back and then get a white rice and put the chicken in there and boil the shit. And I remember like, yo, this is wet chicken skin. Am I right?
I stand you.
I remember when I was little.
You was getting your ass beat. I don't care.
Because I didn't. Because I didn't give a fuck.
You was getting your ass beat.
Because I didn't give a fuck. I'd be like, yo, I'm not eating this. Yo, you going? I'm not eating this.
I know those kids.
So look,
that was my brother Michael.
Yeah. So look, right. So she would make the chicken and rice, and as I was little, I hated that shit. Like, imagine eating rice and you pick up some nasty ass chicken skin. Like, that's
but
boiled.
Did it have like that flavor? Was the rice?
Now let me tell you
the
something.
Chicken flavor cooked in the rice? Because as an adult, I feel like it was delicious.
Now, as an adult, I remember her asking me, "What do you want to eat?" I feel like cooking. I say, could you make that chicken and rice with that wet chicken skin in it? Because it tastes, it tastes banging.
That was that comfort.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is that they would take what they had. The best food you can ever eat is when you got your last $5. If you got $20,
shit out of that.
Look, that's what I'm saying. If you got $20, you're not going to eat good. You're going to try shit. But that last $5, no, you going to that go-to meal. And that shit gonna be good. For example,
it's gonna hit.
If somebody give you free chicken wings right now and they nasty, you gonna throw them shits away. But if you pay $20 for this chicken and it's nasty, you gonna put ketchup on it, you gonna put hot sauce, cause you ain't gonna fucking throw that shit away. You know what I'm saying? But
that's a fact.
But now it's like a lost art for
it is
a lot of,
and that's cooking with love too.
Yeah, listen,
like you just doing the best you can. Let me throw that onion powder, garlic,
and I was the baby.
What I mean? You're gonna do all them little flavors.
Being that I was the baby, like I used to like when she used to make that liver with onions. Oh my!
With that gravy.
With that gravy and that
that white rice, child.
Look, and what pan was it in? That cast iron black pan.
Cast iron skillet.
Yo, niggas don't even got that in their crib no more though. Because you know you could take that and put that right in the oven.
That shit. I went to cooking school, so the cast iron skillet is the best thing you could cook out of.
Because you could put it right in the oven too. You could put it right in the oven.
That's multi-purpose.
Listen, all you gotta do.
Succotash.
Look, yo, and I would see her doing right. What I would see her doing, I would see her grease the pan and burn it. That's how you. That's how you kept it from rusting. You would burn the pan.
My grandfather was the cook though, and he's from the Rocky Mountains in North Carolina. And baby, when I tell you, I probably learned about my palate then. Why's my son calling me and he knows I'm live?
Because we talking about whooping ass. We done talked him up. Yeah.
Exactly. He had me eating. Number one, he had me sipping the ends of his Budweiser beer.
Damn.
Well, Miller Lite. Sorry, Miller Lite. Go ahead, Rhonda. Sip on the end of the beer. Mind you, I was like 4 years old. Eating crabs cooked in beer.
Yes, fact.
Cow tongue.
I wasn't eating no tongue.
Pig ear. But
nope.
I was a kid.
I wouldn't give a fuck.
This is what they was feeding me.
If that shit was sitting there
pig
looking like
ears,
this, I wasn't
chitlins, and I was maybe I'm just innately greedy though.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Because I wanted to try it all.
So now
just
tomorrow,
all of it.
So now tomorrow, I'm going to go make sure I got me a cast
neck bones.
I didn't. You know what's funny? I wasn't really. The last thing that I ate from pork was my other grandmother was Muslim. So I had the grandmother in Staten Island who's Umi, who was a converted Muslim. She wasn't born, but she was a converted Muslim. That's the method man. When he tells the story of the lady Umi, that's my paternal grandmother.
I took my Shahada when I was 14, but that's another story.
So now we got
a lot of me
over here, but then we got my mother's mother. Man, they both knew how to do that. And you know the thing that I learned from both of them? Both of them taught me how to cook. So that's why I be in here throwing down.
That's an ill conflict because I had my dad, when he got locked up, he turned Iman. So you already know he was on my ass.
Yep.
And then my family's from the South.
Yeah.
So it was like a definite, oh wow.
Yeah, I love, but the last thing,
there's all these black worlds.
Yo, the last thing I gave up, listen, the last pork I gave up was her pork chops. And let me tell you something. My grandmother only seasoned. My grandmother only seasoned with salt and pepper.
That's all you need.
But that shit
I learned
tastes
that when I went to
like.
cooking school.
I'm like, yo, then I got older. I'm like, you got some basil on this shit? Like, what is it? But they just knew the measurements of everything. They wasn't.
And it's like, what are you taking? You taking the flavor out of the original product.
Yeah.
And pork, it's packed with flavor naturally. I know.
Yeah, I ain't eat pork.
It is one of the tastiest meats.
I didn't eat pork since damn, was that wasn't, it was 1991. Was the last time?
Oh wow.
Yeah, 1991.
That's decades. Like, okay, you're doing good. Your body's happy with you.
I don't do no pork.
Your body is
I don't even
happy
eat beef
with you.
either because I can't.
Oh, you're doing really better than me. Like way better than me.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing for me. Because I need protein. So I'm figuring out like how to replace the protein.
Mrs. Grits Bowl.
Yeah.
Protein.
Everybody knows I like them grit bowls, child. That's
protein.
Get me a grit bowl.
I do drink a lot of protein, but I also do cookies and shit like that because I'm gonna get my snack.
I'm gonna need to start snacking on it because I want to stay thick.
Yeah.
But I want to stay thick and lean. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need the fat.
That's way isolate.
Big.
Yeah, that's way isolate. So the protein that I eat sometimes is kind of like meal replacements, but I'm calorie man. So what I do with my protein is I drink a lot of it, and then I got cookies and shit that I eat, but I won't show it because I won't.
We should do like little shows talking about like the progress on eating and what we're eating and how we're changing our diets. Because I think we have a lot of content for that. I used to have high blood pressure. I was at stroke level 6-7 years ago. And I stopped eating certain things. Like, and I'm still big, but I'm not at stroke level anymore.
Yeah, I eat once a day though. I eat one meal a day. You know that, right?
You could teach people a lot. Yeah, I know. He on another level, y'all. Like he's on another level. I went to visit him and literally he started talking about his workout shit and started showing me his goddamn tools. And you know, I'm sitting there like, Dag, I see you in Mad Long. Like, can we just be ghetto?
Word,
and he was on his thing like, this is how you motherfucking
you do dips.
do this, and you need to just flip this motherfucking. You can start doing shit from the side. And I was like,
yeah, I can't.
He's a fucking maniac. Y'all.
Yeah, I can't. I worked out today, and I was just like, yo, man, all right, you gotta chill. But
let me call you back. I'm on the treadmill.
Word, that's exactly how it be. Yeah. But this is you know what's funny though? I remember being 300 pounds, and I remember just being cool. I didn't have an issue with it. I didn't have a problem with it. But then when I wasn't no more, I was like, nah, I don't ever want to be like that again. You know what I'm saying? So I
learned a lot.
Yeah, and I'm so.
And that's all. I
the
education. To have those conversations.
Yeah, the education.
Like learning that we had to learn.
The education that I had to learn and that I could give to others is deep. Is deep because I'm like my biggest critic. Like I'm so
Me too.
tough.
I think we all are.
Nah, some niggas don't give a fuck. They go in there, they know they got shit in their beard.
That's depression.
Yeah, but I think we all depressed though. We just
No, I think we all have mental issues. It's just that mental issues is a part of actual human life.
Facts.
Mental illness is a part of human life. It's just coping with it. I think we're not going in this life unscathed.
You know what I learned from me and because me Tajo, you know Tajo. Me and Tajo speak about, I think when you embrace that nobody really gives a fuck, you'll be okay.
That is what you have to embrace.
Because you'll be giving a fuck.
I want to talk about life in your 40s with people because I think that people turn 40 and they think they're supposed to be doing some shit and they really be killing themselves. Mentally.
Yeah.
Like you turn 40 and you say to yourself, and I'm sorry, I have to quote Kim Kardashian on this. I'm sorry, y'all. But she said when she turned 40, she said, all right, so are you going to be young or are you going to be old? I'm not going to die old woman. I'm going to die a young lady because mentally you're here still. You're still the same person.
What type
it's
of
just
shit
that
is
you've
that,
acquired all this knowledge and your vessel has aged. But this is on point. But the minute y'all start thinking you need to be in a rocking chair because you're 42 and you need to do this and now you need to do that is the minute you start dying slowly.
Well, in our defense, we age. She will go under the knife. So it's not the same smoke.
No, I wasn't. Now, mind you, she does do things for her reasons, her mental reasons. If we want to have a whole show on Kim Kardashian, we can. I could talk for 2 hours and breaking down her mental things and probably what those issues are. Now, she does go under the knife and she does have the money to do it. And her self-esteem was probably so fucked up living wherever she lived, being a hairy Armenian. Because I can only imagine what it was like being an Armenian young lady.
I ain't giving her no pass. And I ain't giving her no out.
And no social. So I'm not giving her an out, but I'm just saying there's all levels of oppression and being bullied. That's all I'm saying. And white people is a motherfucker. They know how to turn. When you're not white, they'll flip anything on you. All you got to do is not be white. I've seen it.
Yeah, but yeah, she's a billionaire.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, I think this is a good discussion about people in their 40s too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like just giving up on themselves, and it's sad to see.
Like I said, to some of
it's sad to see.
Listen, let me tell you something.
When you talk about them peers, I'll be like, yeah.
Yo, listen, somebody posted a picture of dudes that was around my way, unfortunately, that gathered for somebody's passing, and I'm looking like, yo, y'all niggas is washed. It's over.
Yeah.
But see, when I was at my height of not being where I wanted to be, I didn't know that I needed to be there. What made me know I needed to be there is when people would refer to me as, yo, the heavyset dude. And I used to be like, what the fuck they talking about? Nigga, they talking about you.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? Okay, now when I switch it up, how I'm smaller than all y'all niggas now? Like, why y'all niggas look like
Focus.
That? Like, what happened to your skin, nigga? Like, your skin look like leather.
Water. We gotta drink water.
Gotta look water.
When you in your 40s, you gotta drink water. The best thing to do it is preventive. Like I want to talk to the kids, like y'all drink water now. Drink some spring water now. Get some sleep now.
Facts. And when you a certain age too, you gotta bust some ass too. That's the best exercise.
Sex.
Yeah, you got that's the
it's
best.
It's good
cardio.
for your mental health. It's absolutely good.
No, it's good for your
Another
prostate.
thing I want to touch on, like you got to wear sunblock. The back of y'all necks be so black, child. The top of y'all heads be so black, and the rest of y'all bodies be so light. And it's because y'all really think that this melanin that we have in us is protecting us from the sun.
Yeah.
You need your sunblock.
Yeah.
Now you yellow to a degree where I would assume
I don't wear
something happened in the slave house.
I don't wear sunblock.
Because I don't really feel like you tan like that.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Like you get a little golden.
No, but see, you gotta understand when we deal. When we deal, no, I do. I could show you some shit one time. Woo! You know the only fuck up thing about Cancun, Mexico, son, is not.
Oh, that's why I got burnt out.
Yeah, but the dope shit
fucked me up.
The dope shit that happened was my complexion at the time was bad. When that layer of skin burnt off, that shit under there, woo!
We can get into gut health and adult acne all day. We're not doing it now.
Yeah, we're not doing that. But see,
don't get me started, because we could have, like, I would prefer us have adult talk. With Do and Doggie.
Yeah, we do. We should talk about that. Yeah, but again,
talk about, like, because I feel like people get in their 40s and they feel like life is over and they dead and they struggling, and y'all going through this fake ass midlife crisis when in actuality you're still young.
That's what I'm saying.
In Africa, you're still considered young in your 40s. Like, you're not even cracking.
And plus,
you're not even cracking yet. You're just neglecting yourself, and you're sitting around like fucking slobs, and you're feeling sorry for yourself, and you're regretting things that you really didn't have too much control over because you were already programmed. You step into your 40s, you could take control back and live like gods.
Yeah, but then some of these motherfuckers are living a second childhood too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's no need. You could be young and you got to be an adult. We could all be young, but we grown. Like, I rap. I'm still a rapper.
Yeah.
But it's certain things that I don't rap about selling crack, because I'm not selling crack.
But you know what though? I take pride in.
I'm a little immature though.
Yeah, I take pride in being mid-40s. I don't
Me too.
take no ED pills. I don't need any of those.
Me either. I don't have any Botox yet.
And I could bust ass.
I didn't go under the knife. I didn't go under the table.
I love that.
I didn't have liposuction. I don't have a BBL.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. Yeah. And I'm not gonna act like I don't feel the pressure of it though, because I do.
I don't feel pressure
every day. I feel pressure as a woman. I feel a lot of pressure to go under the knife.
Well, let me ask you a serious question.
In a celebrity status,
right.
It's a lot of pressure on me.
Let me ask this question, because I don't understand how women will spend all this money and then let some $5 nigga get on top of them and hump them.
Oh my God.
Would you spend all that money?
Self-esteem.
Nah,
it's self-esteem.
Your self-esteem can't come from your ass, though. It got to come from your brain.
Yeah, but they think it comes from their ass. That's why I'm saying it's a self-esteem issue.
Then you let this no good
literally,
bastard.
People, before they get on the table, they should have intense therapy sessions so that the psychologist can figure out if there's something that needs to be done first.
But there's no therapy though for you. No, but there's no therapy when your mind is made up sometimes. Sometimes your mind is made up. Okay. No matter what somebody says to you, because again, when somebody used to give me lectures of why I used to drink milk, I used to be like, look, I'm not drinking that shit. So you sound like Charlie Brown teacher to me right now. I'm not listening.
No, you're absolutely right. Some people will not ever get the message.
Yeah, because the end result is they know what the end result is, right? Even if you tell them, well, you can die, they be like, listen.
Because they feel like the end result is more valuable than living. Than what you're telling them.
They rather get they
rather go deal with them consequences.
Yeah, because they like, well, if I live, they ass gonna be big. That's how some people think. If I live
is crazy.
Yeah, but
if I live is the reason why I haven't gotten on the fucking table, because it's that cut and dry.
But you know what though? Let me tell you something about the mental before
getting liposuction.
Let me tell you something about the mental before we go. You like how you trick yourself out of your position and you trick yourself into believing you're not valuable and worthy. You can trick yourself into knowing you're valuable and worthy and knowing your purpose. You can trick yourself. And I'm gonna tell you something.
Them self-talks work.
When I used to, and plus I'm talking to the realest nigga in the world, me. But see what happened, right?
Right.
When I used to ride my bike, right? I used to ride like 22 miles every day. Sometimes I was in such a caloric deficit that I felt like I was gonna pass out. So I would have to go to the store, get something to drink, and grab some trail mix or something like that to eat, to just have some calories in me. But I remember saying, you're not going to pass out, and I don't want to be fat no more. I don't want to be fat. And I remember the shit was almost like Rocky music. That's why I made my shit the workout anthem with that beat because that's really the Rocky music. And I
You gotta
remember,
put the work in.
yeah, I remember just programming myself like, yo, nah, I'm not living like this no more. That's it. It's
And
over.
Doggie, that's all it is. We have to
Program.
reprogram
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
You have to take an active
Stance.
you have to take an active stance in it though. You have to be progressive. You have to be proactive about you. I'm the biggest procrastinator I know.
You know what? Procrastination is the killer of all dreams. I always say that.
It is. I'm the biggest procrastinator I know. Like, and it be based on fear. It be based on low self-esteem. And it just be like, you really have to come out of that shit like, I'm going to fucking die one day.
Nah, you
And
know
I
what?
started like reading about older people, and older people always say their biggest regrets is just not doing the shit.
Yo, you know what's funny?
And all of my mentors, including you, tell me, you could be this, you could be that. You're just not consistent.
Yeah. Yo, you know what's funny?
You just don't do this shit every day. Like, people love you, but you're not doing it every day. And that's for everybody watching. Like, whatever you love, you need to do it every day.
You know, reason why I'm the way I am because I've been in a lonely place mentally and even physically.
But don't that lonely place force you to face yourself?
Yeah, and it's very scary. And then I always
It is.
see, I'm so mental that I'm not crazy, but I could understand a crazy person. So I say, damn, what would I do if I couldn't hear?
I be thinking
So what I
like
do,
that.
no, so what I do, I play beautiful music. And I say I'm happy that I can hear. I'm so grateful and thankful that I have my senses, that I have my physical, that I have my spiritual, that I have my mental. Yeah, so
when you start getting that grateful,
yeah, that's how
the
I am.
universe starts rewarding you.
Exactly.
The
So
moment you start saying, you can't treat me like that,
yeah,
the universe gives you stuff.
yeah.
And this, I'm telling everybody that's listening for a reason. I've been literally winging it. And it's literally been working in my favor because it's like, I don't deserve that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm acknowledging it to myself.
Yo, listen.
That's not for me. You're not for me.
Yeah.
You're not going to treat me like this. You're not going to talk to me like this. I deserve this, this, and that. In return, though, I have to treat people with the same regard, with the same respect.
You know what happened for me? I think at one point in my life, I was in a relationship and didn't want to be single. I was like, yo, nah, this is it for me. I'm in this. And then when I was forced to be single, I was like, so I could talk to her and her too, and her. Damn, she got a fat. And then me being me, the just natural, charmer. I'm like, yo, I just bagged this girl with the fat ass. I'm like, I it was like a reinvention. Because I realized how much of a prisoner I was in my mind trying to be loyal to somebody that's disloyal. So now I'm able to just be like, yo.
But now you honor yourself.
Yeah. And then I'm like, damn, there's so many pretty women that I talk to and they receptive. And I'm like.
It could be a job. You know what I'm saying? It could be relationships for some of us.
Yo.
It could be jobs for some of us.
I'm going to be honest with the audience.
It could be our parents for some of us.
I'm going to be honest with the audience. I talk to. Not in a relationship, but not get their number, anything. But I talk to about 5 or 6 women a day. Just because.
That's good. That's healthy for you.
No, I'm not even on the phone. I'm talking about I'm outside and I be like, yo, this, that, and the third. And I be like, yo.
He just be out there like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, hold on, yo.
Just light skin.
That's what I'm saying because it's I know I got that gab. So
but that's healthy though. Like you're being your true self.
Exactly, because that's who.
That's in your nature. You see somebody, you might see something beautiful. Even if you see a flower, oh my God, that flower's beautiful. Why not if you see a woman, oh, you're pretty. I say that to women all the time if I'm out in Walmart, anywhere I'm at, like, oh my God, you are so pretty. And keep it moving and go about my day.
I seen a baby today and I was like, hey baby. And it was a little girl and I was like, you really look like you can be my daughter. And I was just talking to her grandmother and all that stuff. So we had but see, my thing is, I'm a naturally a talker. Look, I'm sitting here talking to strangers tonight. So I'm naturally a person who know what to say to people that they won't be offended. And I don't want your number, but I hope none of them Well,
and you're
no.
transparent,
Yo, but
and you're not scared to tell your story and tell, the flaws and how you
exactly.
got to be who you are. That's helpful.
You know what's deep too? It be old ass ladies who like me too, like 60. I'm like,
Of course
lady,
they do, because your coochie don't stop working when you in your 60s.
I had an old white lady come
These
to me.
old people is catching all these STDs in these old homes.
Yo, but imagine
they getting burnt in their 70s.
Yo, an old white lady came to me the other day and said,
drink.
Old white lady came up to me the other day and said,
That's not gonna happen to me.
Damn, you are so handsome. And I'm like, listen, old white lady.
She looked you right in your eyes.
Yup. And I'm like, I don't do old white women. I don't do young white women. But lady,
I would have thought of it, child.
But I'm like, I would really literally kill you. Like, you would die fucking with me. So just find you another driving Miss Daisy to fuck with, because I ain't that nigga.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank y'all for joining us tonight. We're just starting to talk shit now, and
yeah, we talking shit.
Yeah, I like to brag about just being a great all around chick magnet. I like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I love it for you.
That's what the fuck
I
am.
your stories.
Yeah, I always tell everything.
I'm newly single.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
I'm not mingling though. I've been a complete bitch. I'm traumatized, so I try not to like rub that off on people. I'm just still in my process. I like this process though. Like, now I'm just about my business. Let me take advantage of my business. Let me take advantage of.
I ain't never lose the business, but again, when you
but I did though, because I was in a relationship to where it was traditional, and I fell back.
But let me tell you something.
I took a step back.
Sometimes you so loyal to somebody that you're disloyal to yourself.
Yeah, that's what happened.
No longer am I disloyal to me. I am loyal to me. If she wants to put her saliva on me, I am all for it.
If it was any message I could give T.I.'s daughter, I would say honor yourself. I think at the beginning and the end of the day, for everybody, you need to honor yourself, respect yourself first. It might be scary in the beginning if that's not what you're used to doing, like completely honoring yourself. Like, this doesn't feel good to me. This isn't in my benefit. I feel like something's wrong. Like, start trusting yourselves more.
Journal. She could journal.
Trusting yourself.
And start talking. See, positive affirmations. One of the things, because we could talk about this all night, but one of the problems when people do positive affirmations, they do shit like ask for money. Listen, you make money. Money don't make you. You're going to get money. Many of us have blew so much money than we got. And look at the stupid shit you bought with the money. So stop asking for money. What I do is I just ask what I do when I do my positive affirmations. I ask for insight, hindsight, and foresight. I just want to be able to see clearly. That's it.
Yes.
Just give me
clarity.
Yeah,
for me, I ask for discernment, because I'm coming out of my people pleaser thing. So I ask for discernment and strength, you know what I'm saying, to face myself. Because a lot of us that are just coming out of our people pleaser stage and honoring ourselves stage, like, and facing yourself and being accountable for what and forgiving yourself is a big deal.
You have to forgive yourself.
Forgiving yourself is guilt will fuck your dreams up.
Yeah. And procrastination.
Forgiving yourself for what you
allow to happen
people
to
in their
40s.
Procrastination, the thought of you doing it and what you've wasted will eat you up. You feel like you want to beat yourself up, but you're still learning.
But you know what's funny though? What I love about myself, and this has been proven time and time again, when people wrong me, I always ask them not to do it, because the universe always spin the block for me. And it's sad.
Oh, yeah.
It's really sad.
Our seats.
Oh, my God. Listen.
I'm not into revenge. I'm not into payback.
I am.
I'm not into any of that premeditated shit.
Nah,
I don't waste my time with it.
If you get hit by a Mack truck, I would be in the crib on the ground doing the worm.
For some reason, God wants you to witness it.
Yeah.
And sets the time. Here's your front seats. Come on, come sit down.
I don't listen, I'm not one of them people that be like, and I keep seeing 3332. I don't know what that means. It's 330 people.
Oh, we gonna look that up.
Yeah.
Revenge is not healthy.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
But you know it's the best revenge? What's the best revenge?
Success.
Murder.
Oh my God, you just went dark. Okay.
That is the best revenge. No, the show is over.
It's probably the most satisfying, temporary. It's the highest form of temporary satisfaction. I'll agree with you on that. Because if there's some people that I could just fuck